Welcome back to another episode of the Scranline Every Day. Today I'm super excited. Oh, by the way, my name is Nick. I'm super excited to show you guys how to make spanakopita. This brings back so many memories for me. My yaya used to make this so many times. It's like a Greek spinach and cheese pie, and the filo pastry on the bottom and the top, I make that from scratch, just like she did. And it's really easy to make. I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. Six of those pieces are going to be used for the bottom of the pie and then 2 for the top. Now, the way we're going to do this is we're going to roll each of these pieces into balls to begin with. Then we're just going to flatten it out a little bit and roll it out. It doesn't need to be too big at this stage. Then what I've done is I've melted some butter and mixed it with a little bit of oil. Again, the written recipe is over on the website. And to get that nice filo pastry kind of flakiness, we're actually going to brush each layer with that butter and oil mixture. So brush it and then add the second layer, then the third, the fourth, fifth and sixth. So 6 layers for the bottom of the pie. We're going to seal this around the edges and we're going to pop this in the fridge to chill for about 30 minutes. And for the top, we're going to do the same thing, but just with 2 layers. Let's pop both of those in the fridge and move on to the veggies. So, leek. We're only going to be using the white part, and this is kind of similar to onion. It's really sweet and delicious. We're just going to thinly slice that. And with the spring onion, we're just going to thinly slice that as well. Add a little dash of olive oil to a fry pan. Use a deep fry pan because we're going to be adding spinach in here and loads of spinach. So just to make it easier, use a deep fry pan or even a deep pot. Add your leek and spring onions and just kind of sweat it out on medium heat. You don't want these to brown, just for about 3 minutes until they become aromatic. Then add your spinach. It's a lot of spinach, but once it cooks down and it looks like a little bit of spinach. That's how spinach is. So add it all in there as much as you can, pack it in, add the lid on top and let this kind of sweat for a couple minutes. See how it's kind of broken down. Now guys, if you find that this mixture kind of looks liquidy and a lot of water comes out of that spinach because there's a lot of water in spinach, once you finish cooking this for a couple minutes and the spinach looks nice and cooked down, if there's a lot of water, just drain it out because you don't want that in your pie. It's going to make it kind of like a watery mess. Let it cool down a little bit and add it to a mixing bowl along with some ricotta and some feta cheese, and make sure you're using really good quality feta cheese, Greek feta cheese. Crumble it in there and then add your eggs and just mix it up. Now, our dough has been chilling in the fridge. It's a little bit easier to work with now that it's chilled because that butter has kind of solidified and so it's not going to come bursting out the edges. Roll it out just a little bit bigger than your baking dish. So today's baking dish is about 30 centimeters in diameter. So just a little bit bigger than that. Brush the bottom of your baking dish with some of that butter and oil mixture. Add the pastry on top and kind of squash it down to the edges on the bottom. Then you're going to add the filling and the top layer, which I just, that 2 pastry layer, I just rolled that out as well to the size of the top of the lid. It's going to act like a lid. Then fold the pastry over on itself. And again, guys, this doesn't have to look perfect because this is like a village style pie. It's a really easy kind of cheap pie, but it's so delicious. Score it a little bit with a sharp knife because that's going to make it easier to cut once it's baked. And then brush it with plenty of that butter mixture. This is going to go in the oven for 60 minutes. It's going to do its own thing for an hour on 175 degrees Celsius. Then it's going to come out so beautifully golden. You're going to brush it with a little bit more butter. And guys, slice into it. It is pure heaven. The saltiness from the cheese, all those delicious sweet veggies. It's addictive, but what's great about this as well is that it actually freezes really well. I've got loads of it in my freezer right now because when we're stuck for dinner, you take it out, pop it in the oven, bake it for about 15 minutes and serve it with a salad. Oh my goodness, it is so yummy. If you want to grab the recipe, it's over on my website, thescranline.com. Link for that is in the box below. If you're watching for the first time, make sure you subscribe and I'll see you all on the next episode of The Scran Line.